The Match Ball.
Hello there. Welcome to The Match Ball, brought to you in association with the award-winning Levi Solicitors. LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the square ball.
What have they won awards for?
Oh, wills, probate.
Yeah.
Some other stuff, probably.
Probably, yeah.
But they do conveyancing, they do all sorts of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is great. LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the square ball to get your 10% discount on your legal fees. Dan, Michael and Rob with you, just defrosting from a very, very cold Ellen Road. I've still got 4 of my 5 layers on.
Nice.
I've just taken off the old woolly hat as well because my head was absolutely freezing.
Got a nice range of new hats if you want some.
What, like this one? Like
I genuinely wasn't intending to sell anything here either, but there you go.
That's the one I've just taken off my head.
We've had them in for a while, but they're nice.
Yeah.
It freezing, wasn't it?
It was actually temperatures below zero. If you're in the colonies and you're dealing Fahrenheit, that's about 30 degrees.
For the time I thought we weren't going to win, I was expecting you to come in here and blame the weather because the start of the season you were going on about, it was too hot for them. It was so hot, honestly. They couldn't possibly perform in that heat. So I was expecting you to come in and go, freezing, absolutely freezing.
We are a fair weather team.
Yeah, but it was comfortable, wasn't it?
It was a good night's work, I think. I thought there was it was weird because I was up in the gods in the East Upper, so I couldn't see the clock, so I didn't really know how long certain periods were lasting. There was a weird bit in the first half where it just went all slow and a bit crap, but then scored before half time. It was like, no, this is all good, it's fine.
Yeah. The start was a bit mental, wasn't it? I only came into the stadium as we were basically going down the left. The ball went in. I was just kind of working my way down the row. I was busy celebrating our goal, but then by the time I got to my seat, I think they'd put the ball in the net more or less, and it was like, oh shit, how's that happened?
I had no idea how their goal came about. Similar to you, I was sort of kind of bewildered by how early we'd seemed to have scored, and then we're still sort of celebrating. Then I was kind of joking with my dad that I'd bet on Dan James to score, so I was gutted about that. And then I looked up and Melier was being lobbed. I was like, oh, that's not how it's meant to happen, I don't think.
Was Melier at fault? Because
I have no idea.
I've not seen it back.
Which one are you on about, sorry?
Well, they only scored one.
Yeah.
probably the one they scored. I get the feeling you're a bit preoccupied with looking at your new YouTube software.
Yeah, we've got some new. But can I just say, by the way, when I was lining up the new YouTube software, I put in a test scoreline, and the test scoreline that I put in just to test that it was working was Leeds 3, Swansea 1.
There you go.
Very nice.
So can I claim that one?
Yep, fine. But yeah, I'd need to see it back. They didn't show any replays of their goal, did they, on the big screen?
No, I didn't see one. But then it didn't really matter because we just seemed to equalise straight away anyway.
And the big fault was obviously Pascal's, wasn't it?
I honestly don't know.
Idea.
I was thoroughly confused by it.
Right, yeah. So there was a sort of chipped loft ball
I realised it's just not great for people who might be tuning in. It was just confusing.
Searing analysis from Michael.
You tell us what happened.
Yeah, so the ball got sent forward and Strauch went to do an intercepting header, directed it back towards the net, towards the other centre-half position, and they just ran on to it and put it in. But I was still confused by... I was having the internal dilemma of surely Dan James was onside because, for purposes of narrative and excitement, he has to score against Swansea.
God, I forgot he used to play for him. I shouldn't have forgotten that.
That's why I bet on him to score. I just bet on all of our old Swansea players to score, basically. And Rodon nearly did it at the end, which I was gutted about because I would have won decent money then.
So that happened. Yeah, so we should have been 1-0 up. Then that mistake wouldn't have happened. It's very confusing.
That kind of makes sense why I was not giving it full attention because I was just working my way down the row. And I suppose I just thought, oh, well, Pascal's dealing with this, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, so. I need to go look at the actual minutes of the goals because I'm very deeply confused. Yeah, it was right on half-time, wasn't it, that we got the second and went in front, which I think changes the half-time team talk.
I must admit, at the end of the first half, I was actually thinking, I kind of just want to get in at half-time here and sort this out because it wasn't going brilliantly before half-time, was it?
I was thinking maybe Ampadu might be getting hooked at half-time here because I thought for that weird 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was, where everything just seemed to slow down, like our passing out from the back was suddenly really bad and just nothing seemed connected. And it was like Ampadu just kept giving the ball away. But then it was like, with 2 minutes to go over the half, someone just seemed to switch him on again. And he started passing to people in a white shirt. And then his ball over the top for that goal was brilliant. And Rutter's touch was amazing as well. And his finish was great. But I think that was what we were kind of missing for that bit, just to bang it over the top because all our forwards were making loads of runs.
They kept trying to look for it. Yeah. They were looking for it. Like you kept seeing them peeling off. Rutte did it a few times. Pirot did it a few times as well. I think there were people in the crowd could see there's a little bit of frustration just creeping in because they could see the runs, but the ball wasn't getting given.
Yeah, and when the defence were kind of giving it away and when Ampadu was giving it away, it was like Stop trying to pass 5 yards.
Yeah.
Just bang it over the defence. It keeps him alert, doesn't it, at least?
I think that's the thing. It's just about bringing a bit of variation into it because it becomes predictable, doesn't it? That you can just really close Ampadu down because you know it's going to him. And then, I mean, we give him some awful balls, don't we?
Yeah.
Like the amount of times Meslier gives it to him when he's got to make a perfect first touch, otherwise we're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I kind of admire our patience and our insistence in sticking to that. But yeah, there's no harm in mixing it up.
Yeah, and just the big smack over the top.
And maybe that's the thing that they've been working on, like alternatives to passing it around. Because when we were playing like against Sheffield Wednesday, we were totally dominant, but also seemed to run out of ideas simultaneously.
Yeah, well, how did they get onto it?
Sheffield Wednesday, they drew, didn't they?
Great bunch of lads, aren't
They
they?
drew in the last minute, which
Difficult
is super.
team to beat.
Yeah, and it's gone down well on socials. Leicester Meltdown on Twitter, says James there. Comment on screen.
That bald fraud. Well,
Which
yet
one?
again being found. Leicester manager.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the hot chocolate as well, Rob.
It's all right. It's
We've got a nice
really
coffee.
not very nice.
There's a nice coffee. There's a nice coffee machine in the office here, but it's not a nice hot chocolate machine, is it?
Not particularly, no.
It's brown water. It's puddle water.
Well. Shouldn't complain.
Very unsweetened.
But I thought before we scored...
Is it uncouth to stir something with a pen? That's all I've got to hand.
Nah, it's
a
fine.
finger you should use.
Yeah.
Sneeze on it first.
When we're in the office now, we're the only people in the building. I can still hear someone clattering around outside. we just can't escape noise.
I think someone might be burglar in our office.
But yeah, I thought before we scored, I was getting a bit nervous. They just seemed to have quite a bit of the ball. When we were trying to play out, it kept going wrong, and it felt like there was just a bit of an accident waiting to happen. But then Rutter took that touch, and so much nice about the goal as well, because the touch is brilliant, but then the way he manages to move his body across in front of the defender while still running and just shield him. We've said before about he's all limmy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just can't get around his big long arms.
There's so much nice about our forward line. They're just really fun. Like, technically, they just kind of look a class apart
Yeah.
from the rest of the league, which, considering we're saying that about Dan James, is kind of unexpected. 'Cause it's not
He looks technically better though, doesn't he? He's making his decision making is better.
You suspect it's kind of good coaching as well, which helps.
Are you suggesting that good coaches can make players better? Is that how it works?
I think, that might be how it works. Michael, I think that's your kind of ballpark.
Yeah. Do you know what I was thinking though? At points today when we were just knocking it around, I was thinking we could do almost a bit of Jesse Marsh, just put it forward and see what happens. Because nothing was happening with the passing it around at the back bit. I thought just mix it now and then. No, I'm not saying do it all the time.
What would Rasmus do?
Well, I mean, he'd be a goal kick, wouldn't it?
Someone sat near me was bemoaning a little bit of the passing at one point in the kind of get it forward kind of way, and they did, and we immediately conceded possession. It was down the right hand side as well in the second half. We lost the ball, and so they're passing it to each other, so Swansea can't have it. That's what I've concluded.
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
It sometimes does work.
They were quite, once we got the 3-1 lead, they sort of let us have it, I think. They gave up, which was nice of them. I wish more teams would do that.
Even at 1-1, they started time wasting, didn't they, in the first half? And again, I think that it probably helped them actually, because it seems to kind of kill off our momentum a little bit. But yeah, they weren't the most ambitious team, and that's the thing. Like, we weren't.
Do you not think they were ambitious? That's probably worth. Actually, let's pull on that.
They've
thread
not,
a bit. Because I thought they offered more ambition.
I thought they pressed
than
us actually more than
but
the average team. Yeah,
you could, like, Melior's not had to do that much, has he?
No, he hasn't.
That's what it was kind of. You look at it, and Leeds were like, all right, but we've won quite comfortably at the end of the day.
I'm trying to wonder what their XG is actually. Yeah, they didn't have many shots, did they? Not that. 0.38 their XG. Rubbish. Shit team. Whereas ours 2.48.
and we scored 3, so that's about right.
Yeah, got what we deserved. No, I feel like that was just a
routine win?
routine home win. The sort of thing you just need to do and not mess around with. Just go in there, go and win a game on not Tuesday.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday night. Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Definitely Wednesday.
But yeah, just make it easy for yourself. Which
nice.
we tried not to within the first few minutes, but didn't matter.
It's nice as well, because I feel like the odd times in recent months we've kind of dropped points or been a bit below par. The next game we've just been good and won and made it look comfortable, which is, you hope, a sign of a good team.
Interesting one from Kev there, just in the comments on YouTube, streaming live for our TSB Plus members, saying that it was listening to Swansea TV on the visual radio and they wanted them to start wasting time at 5 minutes in.
I didn't see people tweeting that. So they're saying it's about game management now after taking the lead on 2 minutes.
I mean, that was the good thing as well of them just scoring straight after we'd had that disallowed goal. You thought, well, at least we've got this out of the way early. Like, if we're going to do this, you might as well do it in the first few minutes, I
And
suppose.
we were able to exhale as well because we responded so quickly. And it was nice for Peru to get his goal.
He gets, I'm
Especially
sure
because I chose him for the artwork for this
he
stream.
scores the same goal every time, doesn't he? I'm sure it's always the same. It's a little bit Thierry Henry-ish, that finish where he just opens up his body and puts it across the keeper.
Technically, it's very impressive, isn't it? I really like how he is technically.
I'm sure it's always Somerville or Rutter sliding him in that same spot, and he finishes across the keeper. It's good.
Stu's saying best.
I'm not bored of it yet.
Best Peru performance for Leeds for him. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it was good. I thought I quite liked some of the stuff he was doing, dropping deeper as well and holding it up, and I thought it was solid.
I think his last few games, he started to look better when he's dropped deeper. He just seems to be more connected with the rest of the team. I think he was on the Leeds United podcast saying it's going well, but I've just joined this team and we're all getting used to how we play together, and there's still a lot more to come. I think in his last few performances, he has just looked a bit more comfortable with what he's been asked to do.
It's very fluid as well. Like at points in the second half, it seemed that Rutter was playing on the left, and then Somerville had moved into the middle.
That really is garbage. Jesus Christ, but it's warm.
And at some point in the first half, Byram and Gray swapped for like 5 minutes, which was confusing. But yeah, it just feels like there's an awful lot of movement within the team, and you'd almost struggle to say who's playing up front at times, which is not a bad thing necessarily.
We're like the Netherlands in the 70s.
Similar.
Total football.
Until Pat Bamford comes on, then we're more,
bless him. He was fine.
Straightforward.
He did fine.
No, I'm just saying, but then when he comes on, he does play more as an obvious
Front
number
man.
9.
Yeah. Great starting again by Johnny Cooper. Dan James is the first Welsh player to score in 4 consecutive Leeds United League appearances at Ellen Road since John Charles in March 1957.
Wow.
Did Rodon play for Swansea as well?
Yes.
Yeah, we said that.
We said it.
Oh, good.
Man knew it too.
Good. Yeah. There's a lot of cross-pollination there.
Pirro celebrated, didn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't
He did the
see.
phone. He did the...
Oh, good.
He
I don't
ran.
like it when people don't celebrate against former clubs.
It would have been fun if he'd have gone the other way and gone towards the southwest corner.
Yeah, there weren't enough of them to
Started
bother.
helicoptering him or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you like the Yannick Bolasie song towards the end? When they realised the game was up and lost and they were 3-1 down and they just sang Yannick Bolasie's name in loads of different styles over and over again. It was stuck in my head as well. They were still singing it as I came around the back of the south stand from the east and then walking down Ellen Road, and they were still singing it as I walked past.
Walking to the studio, there was a kid who was a Leeds fan just singing it because I guess it was all he'd heard for like the last 15 minutes.
You've got to make the most of it, haven't you? When you've gone a long way on a Wednesday.
Right, so we're zigzagging all over the place here.
We are, aren't we?
Aren't we?
But,
So
never mind.
yeah, so that was a feverish, frenetic start. Exchange of goals, denied goal. We had another couple ruled out for offside as well, didn't we? Like the other liner.
Yeah,
Byram sort of walked through, didn't he? And that was a really good pass from, I think it was Strauch, but it was obviously offside. But at first I didn't see the flag, and it was like, they're just letting him score this goal here and walk the ball into the net. Which
Very
is strange.
respectful.
Yeah.
Well done.
Byram was good though again tonight, I thought. He's
Yeah.
just better than Juni Firpo, isn't he?
Yeah, Richard Francis is just pointing out in the comments that when I said this really is garbage isn't going to make a lot of sense on the podcast. Correct, Richard. Sorry. I was just drinking some of the hot chocolate. I wasn't talking about us. This is mediocre, not garbage. Come on.
Yeah, it's limited for certain, but not,
Limited.
but not absolutely terrible. So that was good. I've made a note of Rutter doing something sublime and then turning into Luke Varney.
Yeah, that bit with the ball out, didn't he?
But I was dead pleased that he got his goal as well. And I saw it like at full time. He's just a massive grin on his face.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And
He just brings me joy.
And that's what Rob was saying. At times, him and Somerville are just so much better than the defenders they're playing against.
Yeah.
You can see they've no idea what to do, to the point where people are almost unwilling to tackle him because they think, as soon as I try to tackle him, he's going past me here. So I'm just going to back off and foul him eventually. If they're further up the pitch, like Somerville got fouled loads tonight, I thought. The ref basically let him get away with it.
What I like with Somerville now, though, as well, like at the start of the season, there were a few times where he was just looking for free kicks and going down. Whereas tonight, and it's happened a few times now, he might get like kicked in the ankles or whatever, but it's like he's realised, I'm just better than you, I can dribble past you. So if I don't go down, I'm just going to keep the ball and we're going to be on the break, and it's like going to lead to a chance now because he's a lot better than everyone.
Did Brendan Emerson play tonight?
Shall I check? Well, I was just going to say, what do you think? Is like Anders has just mentioned that Farkas telling LUTV that he wanted 5 or 6 goals.
Good, yeah.
Is that what you want?
I wanted that too.
Right, let's have a look. Did Brendan
We did
play?
have chances, didn't we? I mean, there was the Bamford one where it was cut back to him and he hit it just past the post. There was Anthony, that free header at the end. He should really have scored that. Not him. It was one of those, it was
Was it Strauch who had a header as well that he should have scored?
Yes, in the first half.
Yeah,
And Somerville
I wasn't sure on that strike. Was that a really good chance? It looked like it was, but
yeah, it looks like it from where I was. I think it sort of got deflected maybe on the way to the keeper.
Right.
Aronson came on after 78 minutes and got 6.1 out of 10.
good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
6 out of 6 accurate passes for him, 10 touches in that time, and 1 clearance. So he's done a bit of something. So good on him.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, we could have had 5 or 6. That was the strange thing, wasn't it? Heading towards half time, it wasn't as comfortable as some games have been in recent weeks at home because they were a bit more ambitious. I thought in terms of how they were playing. They were trying to play slightly more technically, even in tight areas. They're trying to pass out of tight areas. I thought, and almost to a certain extent, tried to play as our own game.
When you've got gifted footballers like Matt Grimes in there, you can do that.
Well, should we talk about Grimes?
That was part of the reason I thought Ampadu might be subbed off at half time because he does like a big 50-50 with Matt Grimes and he lost it. And I was like, nah, come on, mate.
Get
You
him
can't
off.
be doing
Get
this.
him off.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
Have you been looking for Becky's tweets?
His mum.
Matt Grimes' mum. It was on Facebook. She went Facebook mum, didn't she, actually, when she started trashing Leeds as a club?
Yeah, I don't think she's on Twitter unless I've just not yet found her.
Is she a Facebook type?
Yeah, I'd say so. Thirsty Instagram post now and then. Maybe looking for some compliments. The odd thing, maybe just saying, "Oh, I can't believe this" on Facebook, so people have to go, "Oh, you hope you're all right. What's up?"
Or checking in at the local hospital. Can't believe we're here again.
Marks herself safe in an earthquake in Fiji or something, even though she's in fucking Swansea.
And she will be forevermore.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, but he was about as good as I remembered, was Matt Grimes. I don't think he did anything.
Yeah, so let's get some of the comments are coming in now. Phil's tweeting them out, saying that on the Byram crunch, I was 100% sure, says Farker, what he would offer when we signed him. He must be one of the best free transfers in the history of Leeds United. He's playing fantastic, an outstanding season so far. And we missed him when he didn't play.
We did miss him a lot.
Junior and Liam came on to steady the ship in that on the left-hand side of defence and take it out.
There was a point with the subs, I was like, are we just trying to give him a chance here?
Did you see Cooper's first tackle as well?
Yeah, what the fuck
Just
happened?
completely bizarre. It's like I've never seen anything like that happen, but I don't know.
He was like sliding across the ground, and the ball looped up in the air somehow. And he was massively out of position as well because he was playing left centre back, and then he was almost on the right touchline, wasn't he, when it happened?
He got away with it, and you just think, oh, bless him. Fair enough.
It was very strange, but I think the subs were all fine, weren't they? In the end,
They all made sense. Yeah,
nothing particularly.
And you got to keep an eye on. There's an eye on the Middlesbrough game as well coming up at the weekend.
Yeah,
let's not forget.
Yeah, subs were all right.
I think that's the thing. There's a sense of coming away from that tonight just pleased at a good, solid performance. It wasn't as comfortable as some performances have been, but we never looked in serious jeopardy. We always looked like we had loads of attacking threat, as you said. Like the forward line is too good for the opposition, and we know we're going to score.
We've not talked about the Dan James goal much, or at all, potentially. That was a very nice finish.
We'll get around to that in a minute or two. Well, while we're doing the comments and stuff like that, I'll do those first, and we'll talk about Dan James afterwards. He was saying he has to give many compliments to my lads. Can you do the voice? Just go on.
He has to give many compliments. No, I don't want to.
Don't want to get yourself in bother. Swansea are a really good footballing side. I thought it could be a really long day in the office, but we didn't lose our nerve. We were able to turn the game with 2 fantastic goals. Tweaks to the press at half-time made the difference. So in terms of what we were saying about how Swansea approached that first half and it not being entirely comfortable, don't know exactly what they did, but it did let us control the second half of the game. All in all, a pretty mature performance and a deserved win. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, mature performance.
Yeah.
Grown-ups.
Nothing panicky about it, was there?
No, not at all. Everything was sensible. The subs all made sense. There was nothing too crazy and outlandish apart from that Strauch back header. But you kind of just went, oh, Pascal, what have you done that for? We missed you, and then you've come back and you've done that.
He had a bit of a weird game tonight. I thought some of the things he did were really good, but then he did have the odd moment where he looked like a guy who's just had a hernia operation, I suppose, which is fair enough. But Rodon again next to him, I thought was really good.
Yeah, he's not someone I thought was being particularly quick.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
But there are loads of times he just gets across the stuff. There was a point where they looked to have 2 men over on the... It was going down. I think they broke on the right and there was a diagonal ball to the left and there were 2 people over. And just Archie there. And then it kind of appeared from nowhere. I think it was a bit of a bad touch. You get away with a lot in this league, though, don't you?
You really do.
I was thinking that because there was that one and then there was another one where there was another switch of play. And Byram just had time to get there because he took like 3 touches to get it properly under control.
You've seen the backlash has started, by the way, about you refusing to do the voice. You used to be fun, says Perlo's beard.
I'm trying to reinvent myself, aren't I? I'm trying to be serious.
Are you?
No, not really. It's not going to work. I just feel bad for Farker because he's ace. I really like him.
He is.
The mugs are back in stock.
He's a nice, the square ball, don't know. He's a nice bloke, and he's producing some nice results and making me feel good. He makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Which is not to be, I think after the last couple of years, that's not to be underestimated.
Well, I feel like it's obvious even if it doesn't always work, I feel like it's at least obvious what we're trying to do now, which after a year and a bit of Jesse Marsh, where you were like, why is this happening? Why are we doing this again? Why are we sticking with this thing that very obviously doesn't work? Having like a plan and looking after the ball, sometimes a little bit too much to the point where you're thinking, bloody hell, just get it forward, try something different. Dan, what are you doing?
I was moving Rob's camera because it was touching the table, which was making it wobble as we spoke.
Oh, okay.
So
now it's really struggling to find his face. Look at that.
Right.
Stare at the camera, Rob.
Am I there?
Make a look at the camera.
You fucked it.
It's absolutely
Shocking.
Do you know what I'm going to do? You carry on talking.
There we go.
I'm going to knock him off and on again. Anyway,
Right.
talk about Dan James's goal.
It was good with Dan James's goal because just before that, a few minutes before, he'd done a thing where I think he'd messed up a bit of a cross, and then he chased after it and he'd won it back, but then he'd hit a not brilliant shot. But then when it came to him again a few minutes later, it was a great finish. That just proper roof of the net, like from that position, it's by far the best spot to hit it. It's very sort of safe to just try and keep it low. But yeah,
like you said that few minutes before. Again, it was that thing of going, oh, is he just been a bit Dan Jamesy today? But then he got a better chance and took it really, really well. And again, stayed patient with that. I felt like he could have snatched it, but he just kept cool. And again, it's that thing as well of Farker making you feel comfortable. He's not coming out of these games talking about clarity and stress because the players look like they know what they're doing and they're confident in what they're being asked to do, which makes a big difference.
Yeah.
We're definitely seeing the best of Dan James now.
Yeah.
He's
How old
playing...
is he? 26 now? Or thereabouts?
16, 17?
Yeah.
Very young.
I'll check. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Do carry on. I do agree.
He's a very fresh-faced young man. But I just feel like he's doing basic stuff and not being asked to play up front. Just doing wing stuff.
He's just turned 26 a couple of weeks ago.
Run really quick, cross it quite early, shoot when you can. That seems to be about the remit he's got now, which is just perfect.
And likewise,
I like it a lot.
A lot of the remit the players have of passing to Dan James is just knock it beyond the fullback. He's really quick and he'll get there. And it works, it's fine.
There was a bit today as well where they were breaking. I think might have even been James had taken the corner, but then they headed it clear. But then James was quick enough to run back and tidy it up on the halfway line as well. It's ace. We never had quick plays in the Championship. We've got loads now.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Should we keep them all, get promoted and carry on doing nice things and having fun in the Premier League?
Yes.
I don't even want to go up. It's shit.
I mean, I reckon between the years of about 2012 to Bielsa, our fastest player was Robert Snodgrass. There was no one quick. Gradle was quick, and then after that, and Beckford was quick. But
pace has always cost money, hasn't it? Yeah.
There was just a massive period where we didn't have any quick players.
How dare you say that about Jimmy Kebe?
Jimmy Kebe actually was quite quick.
That's the thing, though. If we did have a quick player that was shit, it was like Kebe and Stewart, I guess.
Yeah. Let's not go back to that. Let's just go up there. Let's go up this year because we don't get to keep all these players for a second year, do we? That's the slight stress of this year, isn't it? But we're going up. I think we're going up now. Leicester are bottling it. I mean, obviously we're no closer to them than we were 2 games ago, but still, they're wobbling.
I'm having a look at the table. 43 points they're on after 18 games, which is silly. Stop it.
Yeah, but that's probably what they're going to finish on.
43.
Yeah,
just no more.
They might get to 50.
And so they chucked a wobbly tonight, didn't they, against Sheffield Wednesday?
And they play West Brom at the weekend. Tough one.
We thought Ipswich might be regressing to the mean, but no, they won again. But then again, it's only bloody Millwall, wasn't it, tonight? And then Leeds United third.
I was looking at it with a few minutes to go and thinking, these results are just all going exactly as you'd expect. Southampton winning, Ipswich winning, us winning, Leicester winning. But then, who scored for Sheffield Wednesday? Hendrick. Is he still playing?
Jeff Hendrick.
Yes. Let's say, it must be Jeff Hendrick.
I've made that classic mistake now we're indoors I've got far too many layers on for
You're boiling.
for the inside conditions. So if I do keel over, then just
fine.
throw some water on me or something.
Jeff Hendrick's only 31. That's not right. Not having it. He's at least 40.
That's a good random championship appearance, though.
Yeah.
It's like him rocking up at Sheff Wednesday.
Sunderland losing to Huddersfield as well should be noted.
Yeah, I've never really been worried about Sunderland, I have to say. Good for Darren Mower's shite army. But, yeah, I feel like I'm really only worried about Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, which is potentially unfair on West Brom. But I've seen West Brom and they weren't very good. And
No.
we should have beaten them. And I kind of can't accept that they're any good. But maybe they are. I mean, they'll beat Leicester, obviously.
And a bit like that with a lot of the championship, though. Because a lot of what we've seen, you think, these aren't very good.
It's like when Preston started the season really well, and I wasn't particularly concerned about that. I was like, no, they'll drop off. They're not any good really. And sure enough, they're like 8th now. So
Thanks to Jambo Weston for this as well. Just talking about Dan James and the finishing matter, saying that on Swans TV they were saying that Dan James needs to improve his finishing just before he scored, which was absolutely perfect. I love stuff like this when players score against the former clubs. Super, isn't it?
happens against us, is what I generally think.
Yeah.
Did he celebrate? I wasn't really looking.
Yeah, he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He went down to the northwest corner, I think, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he did. I'm really happy tonight. I just feel happy. I feel nice and happy.
Yeah, it was a nice stress-free end to a game as well, wasn't it? It feels like it's been ages since we've had just a relaxing finish where you can go, all right, it's fine, we'll just knock it about. Might score another, might not.
We should have scored 5 or 6 at Rotherham, shouldn't we, truth be told? It just didn't quite click there. I guess there was a little bit of nerves crept in tonight, thinking that we might repeat that because Swansea looked a tiny bit more lively. Well, they looked capable of passing to each other for a start, which a lot of teams that we've faced this season haven't.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just looking back actually. Yeah, when we beat Huddersfield, that was comfortable, but everything since then has been a little bit tense, hasn't it? So, yeah, a nice final half hour.
Yeah, I think Farke is sending a similar sort of message saying we can't be too proud of ourselves. He's very happy, but we've just got to just keep a lid. I think that's how we feel. I think that's how the crowd's reacting as well. It's like the style of football is probably more risk averse than Bielsa's was, but it makes sense as well because it's working just about every week.
Yeah, and
There's very few occasions when it doesn't.
it feels like under Bielsa there'd be periods where like the opposition's goal was just getting peppered with shots, and it'd be like full-back crossing to full-back and just constant attacking. Whereas this is a lot more measured, but it feels like when we do create chances, they're like really good chances as well. There was, I think Somerville had one in the first half, and it was a beautiful pass from Kamari, like nutmegged the defender, and I think that was a good save actually. Where I was sat, a few people seemed to think it had gone in. But yeah, it was like at Rotherham, we weren't creating chances loads and loads and loads, but the ones we did create, should have scored more goals from. And it's kind of the same again tonight.
We've not mentioned Kamara actually. I really like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like a really useful midfielder who can do a bit of everything. Feels like it's been a while since. Well, I think we were liking him to click, didn't we? Recently?
Just a competent.
Yeah, he's
tidy
happy
midfielder.
to receive the ball in difficult areas, can pick a pass, but can also throw a tackle in when he needs to.
He's just got that. He's got that awareness. He seems to have a real good situational awareness. I think. I'm yet to see him. I mean, I know was he involved in the overplay that led to the Rotherham goal? I can't quite remember, but we'll forgive him because he is. It's very few, poor things that he's done. I can only think maybe of that one if he was even involved.
Yeah.
So somebody will correct me if I'm wrong.
At full strength, we have good players throughout the team, like really best, but they're all probably the best in their position in the league. It's like top 5 in the entire league across this side, which should mean we go up.
There's a lot of love coming from Daniel Farker about Luke Ayling in the comments, actually, the stuff that's coming out, because he was left out of the squad tonight, wasn't he? Because Jed Spence came back in, and he's done that thing of obviously heaping praise with him on the one hand while leaving him out on the other hand. But just saying what a huge character before the game, not a character in the sense that we've used it, giving hugs to the players. He even gave him one, even though he probably wanted to kill me, he says. No one can underestimate Ayling. He makes sure Jed Spence is on it, and Archie Gray returned a top-class performance today.
We're taking Archie Gray for granted, aren't we? Just a centre midfielder playing at right back, doing pretty well.
I do enjoy when he starts doing midfieldery things and like turning out of trouble and trying to take people on and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, that as the antidote to Rasmus Christensen pumping it aimlessly down the line, you're like, do you know what? Take the risk, have fun. The fact that he's got the confidence to do that just again fills me with joy.
The second half, he was popping up as like a number 10 or striker as well towards the end of it. Like,
There was a moment when he was like in the inside left position.
Yeah.
I thought, aren't you all right back? But
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with Ayling because he's with Spence back, he is.
I think this is the end, to be honest.
I'm going to say if Shackleton's fit as well, easy, fourth choice right back now?
Keep him around the dressing room as a hype man, but
Yeah.
I've got a kind of a low-key feeling that he might move out in January. But it depends whether he's happy to see this season out and just, I don't know, run down to the end of his contract or what.
Let him be Bez for the rest of the season.
When did you see?
Just play the tambourine or something at the edge.
He was doing an interview with that darts player who's a Leeds fan, and he was saying, the darts is coming to Leeds in the summer or whatever. And it's a Wednesday night, and Ayling was like, well, if everything goes to plan, I won't be able to see by then, because it was like a week after the end of the season. So I think Ayling might be content to stick around until then and maybe just be a vibes guy. But that, it's can be valuable to have someone like that. It's all good.
Yeah. Anything else to add then? Any heroes? Who's your man of the match?
I noticed someone put in the comments I can see on screen. Someone had just put Liam Dickinson ? Now I don't know if he's the answer. I don't know what the question is. Is that fast? He was not fast. Bloody hell, he was awful.
Liam Dickinson, a fast player?
I don't know. I just saw the words Liam Dickinson on the screen a while ago, and I thought, I don't know what that relates to. But
let's see if I can find it.
it just said,
it just says the words Liam Dickinson.
Just said the words Liam Dickinson ? And I thought, yeah, I don't know. He was awful. I do know that much. I don't know who was the best player today. I thought Kamara was good. Pirro was good. James was good.
Somerville was good.
Yeah, they were all decent. Just give it to whoever.
Any of that front four.
Yeah, they're good most weeks, aren't they? Really. So, Kamara. I don't know. Just vary it up. Trying to be less obvious. Think someone who didn't score. I don't want to go Garth Crooks and just go whoever scored the most goals gets in. Is the best player. But yeah,
it upsets me. I can't find the.
It was right
there.
It is.
We've got. It was Jambo who put it. There we go. It's on screen now.
If you wondered what the words Liam Dickinson look like,
if you're listening, I've just put the words Liam Dickinson on the screen. Thank you, Jambo Weston.
I'm sort of wishing I'd made that up now and left you looking for it.
Oh, dear me. Somerville as well, yeah. As Lee's mentioning, Somerville needs some love. He was great.
Yeah.
They're all good.
And he was booted around a fair bit with some. We haven't criticised the ref enough, actually, come to think of it.
He was rubbish.
Do you think he was rubbish?
He was making stuff up all the time. He was just guessing on stuff.
I don't
got
think
the
he
impression.
was helped by the linesman, either by the East and touch line. But
well, I did see something, I don't know how true this is, but it was on Wacko, so I'm prepared to just go, yeah, that's probably true. Somebody said it was only his 7th game at this level, possibly ever, but at this level, so he's quite inexperienced as far as refs go. And it's funny because I think the poster in question said that he was quite yellow card happy, but then very reluctant to give out a second yellow card. So he'd give out yellow cards here, there, and everywhere, willy-nilly, and then not give out a second one. Didn't give out a card tonight, did he? I don't think.
He did one.
Did he?
I think.
Can't remember.
I've got a feeling he booked one around 70 minutes. Because there were several times I thought he should have done, probably, but including for, I think, Strauch.
Oh, yeah, Jamal Lowe got a card, 73, yeah.
Yeah, there were quite a few times when there was fairly cynical stuff going on Somerville, I thought, when he was running past people and they were just booting him, basically. And he said he did stay on his feet, but there were times when I thought you would probably go back and book a player for that, but he didn't. Anyway, he's a new ref, and we should give the shit bastard his support as he needs. We'll look out for him in future anyway.
Yeah, we won yellow
Useless
cards,
fucker.
0-1. We won that particular duel, says FOTMob.
Is that...
Then we get a badge.
They won, didn't they?
No, we won because we got fewer.
Oh, okay.
So I think we get a badge for that. Anything to add then before we wrap this one up?
No.
It's just nice to be good, isn't it?
It's nice to be decent.
Nice to be good. Long may it continue. Yeah. And hope we're saying the same thing again on Saturday night after Middlesbrough. The Sam Greenwood derby. Does the winner get to keep him?
I think they're probably going to buy him anyway, aren't they? They quite like him. They quite like him. And one thing we need to talk about is the striker is called Jerry Yates.
Right.
It's
just a very old-fashioned name.
He got subbed off, didn't he?
Yes.
And you could sort of almost hear the stadium announcer having to look at his team sheet to find out who he actually was. 'Cause, I mean, all that Swansea team, I was a bit like, don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Coronation Street bin man up front.
Was that Jorginho's first goal at Ellen Road? Richard's just mentioning that.
Don't know. Maybe.
I'll take his word for it.
Did he score against Watford at Ellen Road?
Question, actually, Matt Ellis is just asking, did I get the fabled 20-minute text from Phil Hay? No.
She didn't. There's no...
But it was being a bit troublesome as WhatsApp. I normally get good reception at Ellen Road, but I did send him one, which he said, will you please fuck off and leave me alone? No, sorry. So I sent it a couple of minutes after 20 minutes just saying, 20-minute text, home win, 4-3 is what I called. And Phil said, inclined to think so too. Some start was that. Searing analysis from the Athletic journalist. Dan
M says, Anthony Elding.
What, as a fast player?
I think people are now toying with us with shit strikers of that era. In fact, Lee Trundle was on comms, wasn't he? Speaking of players
was he really?
of that era. Apparently so, yeah. Obviously, I've not seen it, but I've just heard people saying, I didn't realise he was Scouse, and Christ, he's awful. So they're the opinions on him. He was definitely not fast either.
No,
Trundle.
he wasn't. And nominative determinism there. Yeah. Lee Trundle. 0.01, the dickhead ref says Whiskey Amiga. That's the scores out of 10. You can do that if you're a TSB Plus member. Just go to the link on the website. It's in the top menu, I believe, isn't it?
Yep.
Leave us your feedback. Let us know what you thought, and then we'll figure out who was man of the match. We'll wrap it up there then, I think. So
Lee, I can just see pointing out saying Pat was scrapping near the end.
Was he?
Yeah, he got in a bit of a tussle with their centre back, didn't he? I don't think either of them really wanted to fight.
No. Like kind of a hold me back, the invisible wall between them.
Yeah, it was one of them. No one wanted to lose face on it, but yeah, no one wanted to do anything. All
in all, then a nice cold night at the office. Back with more match ball action after the Middlesbrough game. In between times, we've got the weekly roundup to do. We're going to speak to Phil again, and be back for more action. Thanks for joining us on this one. We'll see you in a bit.
The match ball.